Hello, good morning, you guys. Drinking a little coffee. Let's have a little talk about the new president and you all's thoughts. Hey, Miss Shan. What's going on, young lady? How's everybody doing this morning? Number one, it was raining real good. It was raining real good this morning and storming, and I loved every moment of it. And for some reason, like every morning, I've been waking up real early. So, I mean, at the exact same time every morning. So, what I do is I just take the opportunity to start praying when I wake up in the wee hours of the morning, which is good because when you wake up early, it gets your metabolism to going and stuff. So, um, I see Miss Patricia, Nola Girl, Shan, Miss Muffin, Tyranny, Rita. How is everyone doing? How you all feel about the election? It's okay. Let's have an open conversation. I would like to know how each and everybody feels. Shan says she's interested in knowing what he's going to do about welfare. When you say that, are you saying, Shan, you're interested in seeing if he's going to cut it off? Um, I think that has been the fear of quite a few people. Um, will welfare be cut off or whatever? I always feel like children and seniors should always be taken care of, and young adults that can't take care of themselves. When I say that, I mean like they're like maybe they're wheelchair bound, but you have people that are wheelchair bound that have a determination. They'll go to a job or uh, answer phones. They'll do at home work. Work from home, answering phones and stuff like that. Nola says she's good with it. They wasn't fixing it. Let a woman be president. They wasn't fixing to let a woman be president because a lot of his supporters are low key on welfare. Yeah, that's true, Miss Shan. That's true. I think that there's a stigma that more Black people are on welfare, but that's just not true. That's not true. More Black people don't receive welfare. Um, I think that it was about immigration and all these Hispanics. If I had, I mean, you hear people say that there are more Caucasian people that are on welfare. Um, it was about immigration and all these Hispanics. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna tell you. I think what because I think a lot of people would have voted for Kamala, and I was surprised because Trump got the popular vote also, and he had a lot of Hispanics. Um, the vice president's wife is Indian. Now she looks like she's an Indian American. He said Spanish let blacks down again. I think that when the Biden administration started letting in a lot of the foreigners, and this is I think the problem that so many people had, and even if they still supported the Kamala administration, Kamala Biden administration, you let all of these Hispanics in buildings that have been sitting forever. They made them into luxurious apartments. I heard people that live in Chicago say buildings that have been closed down, warehouses that have been closed down for 20, 25 years. You start fixing them up, making them into luxurious apartments, putting people, foreigners into these apartments and giving them $9,000 a month. And you got Americans that have fought for this country, that are living on the street, everyday Americans, because we all could use some help, that are struggling every day and to make ends meet. And you bring in foreigners and give them $9,000 a month. To me, that was totally unfair, and was ready to continue doing it, as if the American dream is for the foreigner. They was ready to, we're gonna continuously, help foreigners and this and that. You're making the American dream for the foreigners when you got so many Americans that are suffering and struggling. I think that's what a lot of people's issues were, even if they still supported Kamala and Biden. Even if they did, I think that's the only thing, because overall, I think people wanted to vote for Kamala. She seemed to be the favorite. I mean, it was a lot of Republicans that switched, or less, at least that's what we thought. Let me say this. I remember I said this. I said, people will mislead you now. My dad used to always say, people will mislead you. There are a lot of closeted Republicans. They will they cross over to being Democrats or act like they're Democrats, but then when they get behind that curtain, they are voting Republican, and this election was proof. They will trick you into believing that they are for your agenda, but when they get behind that curtain, a lot of people that said that they were going to vote for Kamala because it was the popular thing to say, when they got behind that curtain, they voted for Trump. It happens in every election, whether it's the presidential election or not. Hey, Snoozy Cake. Ron says it was the immigration issue. Yolanda says, I think they were getting something out of that. So, I don't know, y'all. Because I just feel like either way we were doomed. Rebugs not only won the presidency, the Senate, right? Repugs. Listen, the Republicans won the Senate. They won the House represent. I mean, they control. So it won't be anything that he won't be able to write up and probably not get passed. If Kamala had won with the Republicans controlling, because see, they did that because they thought that Kamala would win. They thought that Kamala would win. And so they made sure, the Republicans said, more than likely she's going to win. If she do, then we'll control the House. Whereas she won't be able to get nothing passed. Right. But see, it was a lot of people that was faking. They would say, oh, we're for Kamala, this, and that, because, hey, it was popular for them to say. But when they got behind that curtain, we see that by the numbers. They voted Republican. Not happy with the results, but I voted and active in my community and no regrets, Ashley says. Nola says, she said years ago she wasn't going to do anything specific for Blacks. For Black people, only to turn around and need Black people to carry her. Some Blacks didn't forget that. That's absolutely true. I was hurt when I heard Obama say this. Y'all know, I'm one of those, listen, hey, I feel like everything should be equal all the way across the board. And it hurts me. I know a lot of people say, well, she a Black, she because somebody came into my chat, called themselves gonna talk about me, child, because I said that I was not a big Kamala supporter because I critiqued a lot of what she did also. So, they said in my chat, then I guess when they felt like it was getting closer to the election, they could tell me about myself, and then they got cussed out, okay? And because I wasn't doing what they felt like they wanted for me to do. But I had issues. I had issues when Obama said this was so hurtful, because as Black Americans, you had Black people getting registered to vote for our Black president. And the fact that Obama did not hide that he was a Black man, he had a beautiful chocolate wife, beautiful children, hey, I think as Black people, we could identify with that. He didn't try to hide who he was, right? And so when Obama got into office, and he was doing everything for everybody else, and they said, Mr. President, what about us? And he says, I can't just be the president for Black people. Black people don't know what to ask for. That hurt me. That right there. And it went over a lot of Black people head, because we was just so happy to have a president that was, that was just smooth and suave. We could identify with that, just an African American man, just everything he was just that. And we allowed a lot of him to get away with a lot of things. You're right. A lot of Black people don't know what to ask for, because we have not been put in those rooms. Things have been kept a secret from us, and we've been left behind. And so as an African American man, to me, that was so hurtful. That was a betrayal, because this was his opportunity to say, Black people don't know what to ask for, but I'm getting ready to let them in the rooms too, and put a representative in their community to teach them what to ask for, so they'll know, so we'll know everything that is available, right? My dad used to always say, rich men get rich off of taking advantage of what poor people don't know. And that's how so many other communities have been able to get rich, by taking advantage of what we don't know. It has always been, unfortunately, for Black people to be the consumers. So many people take advantage of what we don't know, and could create generational wealth, because we're left in the closet. Okay. JT Logan says those that didn't vote shouldn't complain about shit. Ron says, I wish I could move to Honolulu. Muffin says, he was never for us. Leo says, good morning, love. What's up, OG Snake Spotter? What's going on, love? You all make sure y'all hit the like button for me, okay? Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe. Ashley says, I still don't know what Trump supposedly did that people are loud about. There is not stimulus checks coming, which incomes over 75K did not receive, and the payroll tax deduction affects your Social Security. Alabama Hitter says Obama moved to Chicago and married a chick from O Block. He had the Black experience. He definitely had the Black experience. The way he moved, the way he had that cool walk. Everything about him, the way that he glided, he moved. I mean, he owned it. He couldn't say he was nothing else, but then he did not omit his mother. He's biracial. I have a African father, and I have a Caucasian mother. So he owned that. He didn't try and hide that. He couldn't hide it if he wanted to, but he didn't try to either. And so I think a lot of people could respect him for that. Listen, Kamala says that she's, and look, I'm not mad about whatever the sister says she is. I'm not mad about that. But let me just say this. Kamala says that she's an Indian American. It takes two Indians to make an Indian American, and Kamala didn't have that. Somebody black, okay? Ron says, is he gonna send these Mexicans back? I don't know. I think it's gonna be hard to do that. He might start you might start seeing an influx in ICE officers to try and do that. But I think now they're kind of scattered out everywhere. You know, hey, listen, I think the biggest I don't know. I don't know. I think now what we as Black Americans need to do is make sure that whoever it is that is representing our community represented to the fullest, make the loudest noise to ensure that we get something. Okay? Hold on. Hold on. I want to read this. um if I can. Um okay. Um I was looking up when they went to President Franklin Roosevelt about something that had happened as it relates to the something that happened in the act of Congress. It says the geist of the story, the context is that some folks that we might now call social justice warriors went to see Eleanor hoping to get her to persuade her husband to champion something that required an act of Congress. But Eleanor didn't just know her husband, she knew politics. So she not only arranged a meeting with her husband, she also arranged not to be there. The SJWs were overjoyed. They got to meet the boss after all. And it was a crowd for, at that time they said the Negroes needed more jobs and all of that. And they were saying the Negroes need more jobs, this and that. And Franklin Roosevelt agreed with them. He says, they said FDR shocked them by saying that he agreed completely. Now go out there and make me do it. When they told the president, Franklin Roosevelt, back in that time, that they needed him to make some things happen, he said, go out there and make me do it. And so what the leaders in the Black community did at that time was they went and organized and got about 100,000, at that time they called us Negroes, and went back to the White House to protest and stood out in front of the White House and made him do it. There's power in numbers. And that's why I say we have to get together, make sure we're getting representatives. If we're going to vet them and make them representatives of our community to scream on every roof, because I mean, everybody knows what's going on in the Black community. Nobody has to tell any other race or any president or anybody in Congress what is going on in the Black community. They see it every single day. So now what we have to do is organize and make them do what is necessary. I mean, I would think that we would do that before we cast our vote, but we never do that because we get caught up in the emotionalism of stuff. But hey, you know, regardless to who is the president, we have to make them do what is needed. That is, I feel like that is the difference in what goes on in the other communities and what goes on in our community. We don't make nobody do nothing. Because if Kamala had won, we would have felt like, yes, we did it. And then we wouldn't have made her do nothing. She had already said she wasn't going to just do anything for us. We would have been so caught up, right, on just her looking like a Black woman. And I say look like because she says she's not Black. We just would have been caught up on that. And the point that I'm making is, regardless to who wins, we have to make sure that we get what we need for our community and have good representatives. And then when we have representatives for our communities, I guess they would call them the state representatives, and they don't do what they are supposed to do as it relates to us. They don't do what they're supposed to do. What we do is y'all, it's got to be some repercussions when people sell out our community. There's no repercussions for selling out the Black community. Anybody can sell out the Black community, go to the church, pay the preacher, ask the preacher to touch the heart of the people, to ask for forgiveness, even after they've sold us out, sold out the future of our children, sold out the future of us, sold the American dream, regardless to what their race is. And then we'll vote for them again. Well, you know, God said we got to forgive. But see, people don't like to talk about that. They get mad at me and say that I'm hard. And she just thinks she ain't Black. Hell, I know I'm Black. Shit, I work hard every single day. Hell, I came up in the projects. I'm chocolate as they come. So I know damn well I'm Black. But I've had the opportunity. Let me tell y'all something. I had when I first started doing my TV show, and we started having a lot of politicians to come in to buy advertisement, and we were promoting them. I knew nothing about Miss C, I believe you on that. I knew nothing about politics, right? So we would have these politicians to come in. If y'all start looking at some of my first shows, I was so excited. And not all politicians sell out. Not all of the ones that I interview is a sellout, right? But I would be sitting there listening to some of those politicians, and I'm talking about this is what was devastating, like the Black ones. That's how I knew a lot of the preachers, when you see them coming to the pulpit, they pay them under the table, or they promise to give their children good jobs, right? If they, if they have big congregations, and you can get you a big congregation. And so they went, I'm gonna advertise with you, and we got a budget for the churches. And I was like, wow, because a church is a 501c3. They're not even supposed to be caught up in political stuff. I would think that those politicians are not even supposed to be coming to their church and even talking about voting for them. But I think the way they do it is they don't say vote for me. They'll come and they'll speak about the community and this and that. And they'll say, make sure you all get out and vote. I'm running and this and that. It's a way that they can do it. But when I saw how a lot of these African-American politicians was just bought out, it was very hurtful to me. And I'm talking about like on a lower level, like on a local level. So that's why I say we cannot just vote based on race or name recognition. If the person is yellow, if the person is silver, and they are going to help you and your circumstances and your community, you vote for them. You don't just vote based on name recognition, which is what we do in the Black community so much, and race. And I think that is what has kept us stagnant, right? So, because I was like, dog, people just selling the Black community out left and right. So then I started, as I started, you know, I did it for a few years. I was like, dog, I gotta find a way to start talking about it. And so I started talking about it on my TV show. And at that point, I saw how because I have a lot of older Black people. They want my audience now because I do gospel shows and stuff on my TV show, which a lot of elderly people and stuff still look at TV. They don't know anything about social media like that. So these are the people within the community that they want to vote for them, that they need to see them, which is why they was putting their commercials and stuff on my show, right? And so I had a lot of people, and I was like, wow, now I see, like, we're so brainwashed. When I started talking about it, even without even calling out names, I had Black people calling me saying they don't know how to pronounce my name. Tamia, we love you, but now we cannot be talking about our people. The whites ain't gonna treat us right either. We know he make mistakes, but God said we gotta forgive. And they was having all types of scandals. I was like, wow, wow. Like this is this is really sad. Um, and this is how people are able to take advantage. And it's very hurtful. Like, I get real emotional about stuff like that. I know people be saying she be crying and she too emotional. The reason why I be cussing folks out like I do is because, like, I still have human feelings. It's like, wow, I can't believe people can be so damn crazy. Like, do anything for money, set people up for money, just don't have any just selling the future of their people. And the first thing they'll say, well, ain't my damn kids. I got to take care of my kids. Damn all that. Well, bitch, why you running? That's why I say it has to be, some people have to be cussed out. That's why I say there has to be some repercussions. They quietly do it in every other community. Why you think you don't really see other people selling out their people? First of all, it takes a special kind of sick to want to sell out the future of your people. But you don't really see people of other races wanting to sell out the future of their people because they understand that they got children and stuff coming up. Unfortunately for us, it's about me, myself, and I. Some people don't give a damn about their kids. I just want to live. I want to get the woman's this. Hell, they become politicians. Okay, when they become politicians, they able to they got this spotlight. They able to get all the women. My daddy was an elected official, but he was the last of a dying breed. He didn't sell out, but now the women loved him. He was handsome though. Women like men that they think is associated with power. Okay, and so unfortunately, my daddy did a job though. Okay, that's why he was elected more times than anybody in his damn position, because he was a damn man. He couldn't be bought out. And so unfortunately, we don't really have people like that anymore. Okay? Every other community, they quietly have something in place. If they elect somebody and they say, look, Joe, we're gonna send you up there to do a job, and Joe think he's gonna get his ass up there and sell them out, Joe already know that bad luck might beat him home one day. Okay, he might put his foot down on that brake, and it ain't gonna stop. The car ain't gonna stop. He going into that tree. But anybody, I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying that there's a deterrent put in place for every other community, except for the Black community. Yeah, he was over there messing with. He was, he gave all his women positions and. So he moving to Canada. He gave all of his women positions, I know, and all of his men too. And he sold us out. He stole all the money that was supposed to be put into the urban communities. But Pastor said, forgive him, because God ain't gonna let us into heaven instead of having something in place for that damn nigga ass. Okay. Because if something is already quietly put in place, just like they do in every other community, he ain't gonna do it. Shit. See, I know they're saying with Tamara, that's evil. I didn't say what to put in place. I just said it ought to be a deterrence put in place where folks don't think that they could easily come into the Black community and steal our resources, sell us out, and all of that. Okay. They said we have brake pads. Well, however, what they do when the brakes don't work no more. Y'all know I don't know how to work on no car, but they know how to make the brakes stop working. Shit. And so yeah. But like I said, I think it's just a sad thing. It's a sad thing when we allow emotions. And so now, even with Trump being in office, we need to, make sure we have representatives in place. But hell, it ain't but 78 people on this live, right? I just wish that we all could come on one accord. If I had 1 million people on this live, and that's the truth, if I had 1 million people on this live and I was talking this talk, my brake pads would be cut, because they don't ever want anybody that's strong enough in place. Why y'all think they took out all our leaders? They don't ever want anybody that's strong enough to tell us we got to open our eyes, and there is strength in numbers, and we got to unite so we can get what we want. Oh no, she got to go, because she's gonna start opening up the eyes of the Negroes, and we ain't gonna be able to get rich, because everybody gets rich off of the ignorance of the Negroes. That's why they kill leaders. And then we have cuckabug heads. We have cuckabug heads. Every leader that has ever been taken out, they had a cuckabug head to infiltrate. You got to be willing to die for something. They get people that get in trouble. And so they said, well, you in trouble. Rather, they were saying, whoever it was back in the day that was doing it to the leaders. We already know that at the time, Hoover didn't like Dr. King. Okay. So we have a cuckabug head. He says, most is your break line, not to break. So Hoover, okay, didn't like Dr. King, and so I do believe that they set him up. Okay, I've always believed that. But I know James Earl Ray was a part of that. But you hear about, especially in most when there were rising leaders, they started having blacks, and even in Dr. King's camp. Let me tell you something. My dad has started this organization of this African American woman that y'all gonna hear more about, okay, when we finish doing what we need to do. She, whenever Dr. King would come to Memphis, y'all remember he came to Memphis for the sanitation workers. She was the one that got him to come to Memphis for the sanitation worker. A lot of Memphians don't know that back in the day that she was a lot of black people were sitting in the dark because black people were poor, and a lot of blacks couldn't pay their light bill. This lady got out and picketed and went before the city council and fought for black people to be able to pay their light bill, to get extensions and stuff on their light bill. Like, they stand on the shoulder of that civil rights worker. So when Dr. King would come to Memphis, he would stay at her house most of the time. She was an older black woman at the time. And then she ended up being my dad's mentor. She taught him politics and all of that. So even then, Miss Crenshaw says, told my father that when Dr. King and them would stay at her house, when Dr. King would stay at her house, Dr. King would speak about, he knew that there was snakes in his camp, and he was heartbroken. He knew it. He knew that there were black people that was in his camp that had became jealous of him, that was working to help them to kill him. He knew it. And he was heartbroken about that. But he didn't stop, even though he had a family, because he saw the bigger picture, even rather he was in the future to see it or not. Okay. And so that's why I say they always use a damn nappy neck cuckabug head to infiltrate, because they get jealous of their people. They don't look at the bigger picture of our people get ready to come up out of bondage. Okay. So, they start working with the enemy to kill a black leader. When Dr. King, people like him are chosen to be able to talk to the people, because some people are just meant to be in the background, but they are affected. The problem is everybody don't want to be, they get jealous of the people in the forefront. That's where all the betrayal comes at, when you're sitting in the front. So they get jealous and they start working to take a leader down that's going to help your community, help you and the generations to come. Okay. And it ain't no repercussions. Okay. It's got to be a deterrence. It's not a coincidence that no black leader has risen up. They start now what they start doing is putting them in scandals and stuff. I ain't talking about no damn Puffy either. Okay, I'm talking about true black leaders. They start lying on them. They use the media to put them in scandals. They pay black people. They pay damn cuckabug heads to help to take them down because of their jealousy. And there is no repercussions. It's got to start being some damn repercussions. We got to organize and move militant. You can get up there and sell us out if you want to. You already know we're going to quietly handle you. I bet you won't see all of this selling out no more. You can go and kill a leader like Young Dolph if you want to, that's helping to create generational wealth in our community. With these little black boys teaching them the recipe, you can kill them if you want to, if you get jealous. You're going to have to dig a hole in the ground, bitch, and you better not come back up, because when you come back up, you ain't going to have your head no more. They quietly do it in other communities. That's why you don't see it as much. But anybody can come and mess over the black community, because we hate on each other, and can pay you. They can go buy you a damn cheeseburger and say it's a gourmet burger. And they put that gourmet cheese on it, and the gourmet fries. I'm gonna work with them. I'm helping them. They good manses. And you working with them for a damn cheeseburger to take down a leader. But bitch, you can't come back to the projects. You can't be seen no more. Because if we see you, we're gonna get you. Because we got to look at the bigger picture. And that is our community. You talking about 60s, and we still talking about I have a dream. That's the reason why I don't take no victim mentality. Rise up. I ain't no fucking victim. Somebody got to step in front of our community and say, take that damn titty up out your mouth. And if you don't know how to chew meat, your ass gonna choke. But we got to move along. Okay, you might catch up, you might not, but we got to move along, because it ain't even really about us. It's about the generations behind. But everybody want to make it. People are so selfish now. They want to live in the moment. You too old to be making decisions like that. I just want to live in the moment, and then I'm a die. I'm gonna die and go. God says we supposed to suffer. I ain't never read that in the Bible. I read where God says I'm supposed to live life abundantly. So now I ain't gonna suffer. That's why I say I makes money, but I don't get it off of the backs of nobody else. That's the reason why you see all this karma and stuff. That's why when these folks get around here and they start doing anything for money, like they'll do anything for some money, and they go to jail, I say they need to go. Okay, because there's plenty of ways you can make money without messing over somebody. especially our leaders, right? But instead, like I say, we like to be finessed. We like to be finessed. And they get, well, the black community, we're going to keep giving you the food stamps. And there ain't nothing wrong with getting food stamps. Hell, I want somebody to give me some. Okay. Food is high. And so, well, we want somebody, we know we're gonna give you food stamps. We're gonna make sure we raise your check up. And you ain't got to worry about it. We know the blacks have suffered. I want to know what them grants said. See, when you start saying that, oh, that's a uppity Negro, and you got black folks like that. No, you stepping over the line now. When you start talking about generational wealth, we giving you this check. Why don't you just be quiet and take that check and them food stamps? It is you talking, you stepping over the line when you start talking about, well, look here, I've been doing research. The Asians get a grant from the government. Y'all think them Asians just come over here with money and open up them damn shops in our neighborhood? If you do, you're a damn fool. But we fight too much. We so busy sticking knives in each other's back. We don't even know that. They don't. Okay. And so when you start talking about that, no, not Tamara, no, not you stepping ahead of yourself. You're stepping over the line now. You talking about generational wealth. You supposed to always be on food stamps and check. We giving you a check. I wouldn't be satisfied with no check. If you got kids and you're making being on welfare a lifestyle, that's a mental illness. That's a mental illness. You're making getting how much they get these folks, because you top out after you get so many kids on a welfare check. How much money they giving these kids, Shan? These women, Shan? They top out at how much money? I ain't talking. I know Biden gave them all the food stamps. That's why he was giving them so many food stamps. It wasn't no damn groceries in the store. It wasn't no shrimp, nothing. Hell, because I was looking for it. I like shrimp tacos. I couldn't find shrimp or nothing. Yeah, how much do they top out at with these girls on this welfare? I guess Shan ain't on here right now. But I think they top out at like what, like 100 and like what is it, $170 or $190? It's somewhere along that. Okay, they might get $200, but y'all, that's a monthly check. How can you take care of your children? Because they top out at I think over 3 kids, you're not getting no more money. They'll raise up your food stamps, but you're not getting no more money. So how could you ever be satisfied with making that? I'm not saying if you gotta have it, everybody needs a hand up, but you don't make it a lifestyle. So I know at one time they had it, when you was getting it, you had to go to school, you had to go to college. You take advantage of that. I don't even know if those programs are in place anymore, because I think more girls started taking advantage of that. They started taking advantage of that. It might be some generational wealth that starts going throughout the black community. So they start removing that. They put it there so that they could say it's there and the blacks are too lazy. When they start taking advantage of it, they remove it. But they have, I know they give the young ladies free child care. So here's the thing about that. Why would a girl need free child care and she don't work? I could see it's a blessing if you're working. What, so she could sit at home and make more babies? She ain't got the kids. All she got is idle time for little Rufus ass to come over there and drop off another baby inside of it and go on with his life. Now she's stuck with another baby, right? But anyways, y'all, I said all that to say this because I start getting deep into that. It really saddens me, because it's okay. I don't make fun of people that are on welfare, because everybody needs some help. Shit, because I have so many overheads, it's ridiculous. I be needing some help too sometimes. Okay. But making it a lifestyle, making it a way of life, because you're consistently staying on welfare. Your children, you've been on welfare since your kids were babies, and now your kids are 11, 12 years old. It's something wrong with that. You're making it a way of life, right? And so that's why I say, when they start putting people in front of, they want us to keep that victim mentality. Yeah, I feel like we're supposed to get what we deserve. When they say, well, you acting like a victim if you say that you want your yeah, I don't know why it when they say that you want your reparations, no, we deserve that. Our ancestors didn't get it, so we deserve our reparations. Hey, everybody else getting it. They make us feel bad about saying, just give us our reparations, our land and stuff, that our ancestors was promised. But then we let them, the same people, bring over foreigners and give them the American dream. Hell, they was getting the reparations that we were supposed to be getting. Anybody could use $9,000 a month. He says, I got a buddy who's Arabic, and he once told me when he came to the US, he got a $10,000. I'm telling you, they get them. Like I said, I went and I took classes on writing grants. And with the Biden administration made it even hard to be able to get, because I had to go and take more classes to get up to date on where to find them and how to write them. Because they started changing it. And but even still, because when you have those grants and stuff in our communities, and you tell our community, people in our community, because I was like, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna learn how to write these grants, and I'm gonna help my community. And what I found is I had to back up off of that, because every person that somebody told about me, when they came and sat in front of me with them smirks and stuff on their face, because see, I don't like people that think they slick. It makes it messes with my temper, and I'm serious. It messes with my temper for real. And well, if I'm telling you this is what you need to do, you got a 501c3, you need to go get an office, and you need to be doing what you say you're gonna do. We all the same. We all be needing help. Can't you hook me up? Hell no. You ain't important enough for me to have the federal government at my door. No. You're gonna do what you need to do so I can write it up. And then what you do with it, that's between you and the feds. Because I ain't got nothing to do with it once you get it. But I'm sure not gonna do nothing illegal for you to get it. And even with you telling people in our community what you need to do, they still want the hookup. But see, people don't want to talk about stuff like that. They just want me to get on here and say we're victims. I understand what happens within our community. We know it. We talk about it. So if we know it and we talk about it, why are we still allowing this to happen? Hell, I'm just one person. So somebody like me can't do anything. Even if I was to get 1,000,000 people on here, you still would have people. I don't like her. Look at her. She got 1,000,000 people, and she telling people what to do. Yeah, we're gonna work with the people to kill her. See, bitches like that. That's why more people that have information are afraid to come forward to help people, our people, because it ain't nothing put in place to ensure that with them stepping forward to help us, then they gonna be protected. And any damn cuckabug head that get jealous or want to infiltrate and try to help to do something to them, they got to know they got to die. It just ain't. I try not to say it, but it just ain't nothing else. They got to know that that's gonna be their demise. Okay. But it ain't nothing in place. All they got to do is come back to the Black community, sell us out, and come back with a cheese basket, child, some turkeys that they didn't even buy. They got the folks to donate so that they could. You donate it, I'll promote your business. Okay. They get the smallest turkeys they have, and they old turkeys. They be old ones that they was gonna throw out because they didn't sell. He gave us a turkey. Yeah, we're gonna vote for him. We know he did all that, stole all that money, raped them women, did that to the kids and stuff. But God, they have a lot of conviction when them folks come back to the community to make a fool out of us. But God said we gotta forgive them. And a person that is rising up, that's gonna be good for the community, that's gonna represent the community good. Well, they knew we gonna do that. God said we gotta forgive them, and then you reelect the same damn piece of shit that y'all know I'm telling the truth. Oh my God. Thank you, Miss C, for the $5 super sticker. She says they took out leaders that tried to open our eyes to the dim. You absolutely right. That's exactly what they did, Miss C. That's exactly what they did. And thank you for the $5. Yeah, the cuckabug kids. Yeah, I know. So they come with them old ass turkeys, cheese. They giving out some free cheese. God said forgive them. Okay. Paper bag says a salute. I don't mind a woman. I think next time it should be two women running, but she did too much dancing and jiving, fooling. Yeah, I agree. Paper bag. Michelle says yes. Blacks were Republicans. Reason I went Republican, but did not vote this election. Yeah, a lot of people forget that black people were Republicans at first. Black people were Republicans at first back in the day. And it was the Republicans that freed the slaves. That's why black people were Republicans. So, child, I tell you. Anyways, like I say, what we have to do is get to a point where we are just pro people. I am for who is going to get the job done as it relates to my future and the future of my people, especially of my children, right? And so that when we get to that point, that's when we're gonna start progressing and not voting based on party or name recognition or race, because that's where we're going wrong at right there. That's what's got us all completely messed up. Send them a stimulus check and it's a done. Listen, I'm telling you, y'all know it. When them people, they sell us out, they do things, they steal money that's supposed to go back into our community, and then they go to the church crying, talking about the devil made them do it, and they pay the pastor and they get the pastor to convince the people to forgive them, and you then folks it up talk about God said do God said that's a man of God. When they come back, they come in with cheese baskets. Okay. The cheese that they was getting ready, the grocery store was getting ready. Because y'all do know, because that Walmart give out I'm getting ready to put y'all up on some game. And a lot of y'all might know it, okay? So y'all start doing it. That's if you got a nonprofit organization. Walmart gives out you need to call Walmart at the end of every month, because by the first of every month they have to delegate so much money out to nonprofit organizations. I know a lot of people didn't know that, but it is the truth. So you can go get your gift cards, call Walmart, call Sam's. Each Walmart, don't think because one Walmart turn you down that another Walmart is going to turn you down. Each Walmart has to delegate so much money out every month and gift cards to nonprofit organizations. The problem is a lot of people know what they call, the same folks call every month. They know when to call and they end up getting the damn gift cards. So make sure you start calling by the end of the month. Call the first day of every month. If you're going to do something for the community, get gift cards, and don't keep them for your damn self, because you start doing that too much, you're gonna get a knock at your door from them men in black. Okay, don't invite the feds into your damn life, okay? But if you want to give back to the community, I just put y'all up on some game. Tamarian says, that's my point. Trump faked a bullet. She put Glorilla on stage. Make it make sense. Did y'all see the people in the background? And she didn't have sense enough to do the radio cut. No, I didn't see it. Lord. They said she had Glorilla on stage, but I didn't even see the where she had Glorilla on stage. I saw when Beyonce and Kelly was on stage. You all make sure y'all hit the like button for me, okay? Like, share, and subscribe, okay? Like, share, and subscribe. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe. If you haven't hit the like button, please do hit the like button, okay? I tell you though, y'all, like I said, I'm gonna open up the lines. Should I open up? Do y'all want to call in and talk? Do y'all want to call in and talk? Mama G says when President Obama was in the office, the Republicans swore that anything he wanted, they would not pass it for him. But it sure was a lot of other stuff that was done, though, Mama G. Because he sure put a lot of stuff in place for other folks, I tell you. But you're right. They did try to block him, but it was still things that he was able to do that he did. It just wasn't for the black people. If he didn't do anything for anybody, that would have been different. He just didn't do nothing for the black people, unfortunately. But we was really just proud to have a black man in office. We didn't say anything. It was a lot of things done up under his administration, whereas we would have screamed and cried and rioted and kicked in doors and everything else if it had been done up under a white man's administration. And they purposely did it up under his administration. So, whose administration started allowing that situation, whereas that neutral gender stuff, whereas going into the restrooms, like if you felt like you was a woman that day, that's when the RAPE started going up. You started having men who claim, and pedos who claim that they felt like a woman that day going into the restrooms, and children and women were being assaulted. Okay. In Macy's some years back, and it was up under the Obama and Obama. No, it was up under Biden. Was it Biden or Obama? A lady went into the restroom. The security guard saw the man go into the restroom in Macy's behind the woman, but he couldn't say anything because they had changed the laws, remember? And he went into that restroom in New York in Macy's, and RA brutally assaulted that lady and walked out. It was on camera. Then when it got on the train at the subway, the security guard says, yes, I saw him go into the ladies' restroom, but I couldn't say nothing. I wanted him to make more things available as it relates to wealth. I write grants and stuff, but there are grant writers who's in good with people that's at the White House and stuff, that knows how to get certain organizations and certain businesses those big grants. They are out there. I ain't tapped into because it's not what you know, it's who you know, right? So they're able to, they was tapped into that. And so when he set up and said that black people don't know what to ask for, yet you're making certain things available. But then I guess, hey, the Hispanics and stuff, they have representatives that represent them well. They want to be able to tap into stuff and give it back to their community. Hey, unfortunately, with our community, we have a lot of sellouts, and then it ain't no repercussions, and we just prop them right back up there. Because what they'll do is they'll get big grants to come in. Y'all pay attention to this. They'll get big grants to come in, and then they'll say, well, you know what? We're gonna put this organization over the grants Okay, we decided we're going to put this organization over the grant and they're going to delegate the funds as needed. And the organization that's over the grant is some of these damn politicians, family members, and they getting a kickback or some of their friends and stuff, and all the money going to them, and we don't look into it. Since they use Obama to push that stuff as well as other stuff. If you know, you know. Come on, y'all. 2023 US population, because I got issues with men being able to come into a woman's restroom. Because when you're in those restrooms, those you can see through those stalls. You can see through those stalls. Um, the cracks of those stalls are, you had men just having a field day that was pedos and that was registered and stuff. And that was not considered, even though the rate of assaults against women and children was going up, it still was not changed. So it took Trump came in and changed it. I think when Biden got in office, he changed it back. So I think when Biden came into office, he changed it back. Ashley says, Tracy says, remember John Riviera, Obama, and Michelle. Yeah, Ashley says, and Kevin, I don't think the US would ever truly support a woman. People don't respect women no matter the level of education and accolades. They don't even respect their mothers and daughters. Yeah, that's true. I'm telling you though, y'all. I think she could have won if if they were not so dead set on making they want to make America the dream, yeah, but just not for the Americans, for the foreigners. See, you have to think about Kamala's parents are foreigners, right? And so I think that's kind of like what her heart is at. She a lot of foreigners, especially around her parents' time, that came into the United States. They I guess they had to work hard and all of that, which everybody should work hard. And so I think she just had a soft spot for that. Any foreigner, we want to make this the American dream for you as it was for my parents. That's what she identifies with. If they come to you, they should be able to come to the United States and experience this, and that. Damn the Americans that's paying taxes every day. Um, we want to do this for the foreigners. Okay. I think that's the issue that people had. I really believe that she could have got more votes if people didn't feel like that was what was going on. Because I don't think people were just that in love with Trump at all. They were not. And remember, in the New World Order, will a powerful woman take orders from a powerful man? Tam, she was never going to win. Once she started dissing black men via Obama, it was over. She started dissing black men. I didn't know that. You have to be careful about that because men have it. Shoot, black. She needed to definitely be careful about that because men don't be getting mad at me. All men now have a little chauvinist in them, and they're very skeptical because men are a lot of men just and I feel they just consider themselves leaders, and they have issues when they feel like with certain things, but when you start dissing them, yeah, they're gonna have a problem with that. I think she could have won if she ran a better campaign. She should have used entertainers and ran a clean campaign. Second, her history is terrible. The things she's done to the black and brown community. Takara says that was Obama that opened the LGBTQ door wide open. He lit the White House up in rainbow, which was symbolic, and loudly and proudly said, "We are not a Christian nation." CSMC says, them white folks was. And Tamarian says, shouldn't have. Oh, wow. I don't have an issue with the LGBTQ community. I don't. I had an issue with him. I think if you are a man, you need to take your ass into a man bathroom. Whether you got on a dress or not, you still got a dick. Lord forgive me, but y'all know I'm sorry. The South Memphis comes out. You take your ass into a man bathroom and pull it out and piss. Stand up and pee. I don't care if you have one and got some titties. Edwina says, the black community, especially men, have not forgotten about Harris' past. Right. A lot of black men had not forgotten about past history. Tracy says, it was a setup from the beginning. Some men believe women have no place in certain work. No, believe women have no place in certain workplaces. Yeah. Child, I tell you. She lost when she started bringing the music entertainers trying to get the youth vote, but a lot of our youth don't vote. That's true. A lot of the youth, you're right. She targeted the wrong audience. And a lot of people don't give credence to what the entertainers say anymore, because now people are starting to look at the entertainers as being evil. So shoot, you start getting some of these entertainers, especially with people saying what they're in and bringing them in to influence people, they go, okay, we're not gonna vote for her. Stanley says, I knew she wasn't going to win. Yolanda says they said that it just jumped up. They said that was not true about her doing stuff to black men. I think they fact checked it. That's just some fake news. Oh wow. Tamarian says, I don't either, but I'll be damned if a grown ninja gonna come in the bathroom with my children. I'm telling you, I'm not gonna play about that. I don't care if they got on a dress or what. You feel like a woman, but you need to go ahead. You go on in the men's restroom, let that thing swing. Let it swing, whip it out, and stand up and pee. Hold on, you all. Okay, y'all, I'm back. Um, he says she tried to run a campaign like Obama, but failed to realize after Obama signed and made Obama. Like I said, Obama was more forthcoming. First of all, people want to know who you are. If you're gonna be representing a country, it can't be no smoke and mirrors about that. Mm-hmm. What's up, Magname Ace? He says a lot of these kids are waking up from the truth. Yeah. You don't see people really like during the time folks was falling out screaming and slobbing and fainting at concerts and stuff and pretty much worshiping like they did with Michael Jackson. I don't really think that they're doing it anymore. Now I think somebody tried to take it a little bit far, and I don't know if Beyonce canned it, but remember they opened up the Church of Beyonce in Atlanta. I think it's the Church of Beyonce. You don't hear anything about it anymore. But I don't think they're doing it anymore. Oh, it's called Beyonce Mass. Beyonce Mass is a Christian womanist worship service that uses the music and personal life of Beyonce as a tool to foster and empower conversation. So it's called Beyonce Mass. It's a church. Now y'all know this some shit. It was opened in 2019. Y'all, here's the preacher. And this right here is somebody that's probably sick. I want y'all to see because I want y'all to see I'm not lying. Her name is Reverend Yolanda Norton. Delivers a sermon at Beyonce Mass service. Christianity may be on the decline worldwide, but worshipers are in the U.S. are flocking to the groundbreaking service called Beyonce Mass, combining progressive theology and pop music. The Mass is a celebration of God and former Destiny's Child star Beyonce Knowles Carter. Child, please. I wish I would. Y'all see how sick people are. But it was started in 2019. I don't think folks are sick, but it's still going. It says the service features Black women singers, dancers, and officiants, along with a sermon, scripture, and reading of the Lord's Supper. And it uses Beyonce's story and song from formation to flaws and all to frame religious narratives and those of Black women through a Christian lens. I haven't been involved in the church for a year, but stepping back into the space felt amazing. Lydia Middleton, Dean of Black Lydia Middleton, Dean of Black Student Affairs at the Claremont College in Los Angeles, told the New York Times, "It felt warm and inviting, and I left feeling healed. By the end of the service, people were weeping, people were joyous, people were hugging each other." Oh Lord! So it's in Los Angeles. Child. I said, people. I'm telling you, some people are sick. They'll do anything. They said it looked like Beyonce didn't even want to hug Kamala. She pushed Kelly up front. She pushed Kelly up front, I think, because I don't know. Kelly was supposed to. Did Kelly speak first? Kelly is the better speaker than Beyonce, but I think she was reading from an impromptu. So, child, people need help. That I'm talking about mentally. Tamarian says our people are so mentally effed up. I'm sorry. Tambora says, "Come on, Tamara. Let's attend Sunday Beyonce service. They'll never catch me up in there. A church worshiping a celebrity. I wish I would. The black vote for men and women was at 86%. That was practically the same for the past 20 years, except for Biden was around 75%. Oh wow. And you know, Trump, they say won the popular vote. He won the popular vote. Hold on, let me see something. Hold on.
Us now from Washington with that side of the story. Nancy, good morning.
Good morning, Tony. Yeah, I started pinging Harris campaign sources around 1:30 this morning to ask if Harris had called Trump yet to concede, if she was planning to call him to concede. And at that time, I was getting pushback. One source telling me that most of the major outlets haven't called the race yet. So obviously she wasn't going to make any moves. Well, now they have called the race. And I anticipate that Harris will likely call Trump at some point this morning. We haven't gotten any indication that the Harris team plans to contest the outcome. They haven't claimed fraud anywhere. They've always said that if she loses the race, she will concede. Last night, Harris remained out of sight. She watched the results with family at her residence at the Naval Observatory. The original plan was that at some point she would make her way to Howard University, where thousands of supporters were waiting to hear from the woman who they were hoping would become the first female president. Instead, as you noted earlier, Tony, her campaign co-chair Cedric Richmond came out around 12:30 a.m. to announce that Harris would wait until today to speak because there were still votes to be counted and that all voices needed to be heard first. But some Harris surrogates began to acknowledge the obvious right away. Businessman Mark Cuban posted on X his congratulations to Donald Trump, saying, quote, "You won fair and square." So when Harris does make her expected remarks today, it will not be here at the White House. It will be at her alma mater, Howard University. What a turnaround, Tony, for a campaign that just yesterday was predicting she might be able to sweep all the battleground states.
Yeah, and she's now on track to lose all of them. A stunning reversal, another part of the wow this morning. Nancy, thank you very much.
Hold on, you all. We're trying to see why she lost.
Can we hear it for Elizabeth? Let's hear it for Elizabeth. Good afternoon. All right, Allentown, are we ready to do this? Are we ready to vote? Are we ready to win? Oh, it's good to be back in Pennsylvania, and it is good to be with so many incredible leaders. Let me thank everyone. I want to thank everyone. I want to thank everyone for taking the time out of your busy lives to be here this afternoon. We are all in this together, and I know we all here know this, but I thank you for all the work everyone has been doing over these last months and over the next 24 months. I want to thank my dear friend, Governor Shapiro, for his leadership, his friendship, and all that he does. Congresswoman Wild, let's reelect her to to the United States House of Representatives. And while we're at it, please send Bob Casey back to the United States Senate.
So y'all, this was her
Mayor
last
Kirk, I thank you for your
speech.
friendship
We
and
trying
your
to critique
longstanding
what she
leadership.
might have did wrong.
And can we hear it for Fat Joe? And Frankie Negron? So listen, I am so thankful to everyone for being here, and including the leaders of the Puerto Rican community. I stand here proud of my longstanding commitment to Puerto Rico and her people, and I will be a president for all Americans. All Americans. All Americans. So Allentown, this is it. Just one more day. One more day. One more day left in one of the most consequential elections of our lifetime, and momentum is on our side.
I saw that, Takara.
Can you feel it? We have momentum, right? Because our campaign has tapped into the ambitions and the aspirations and the dreams of the American people. We are optimistic and excited about what we will do together. And we here know it is time for a new generation of leadership in America. And I am ready to offer that leadership as the next president of the United States of America. Now, Pennsylvania, the race is not yet over. Okay, we got a lot of work to do, and we have got to finish strong. So listen, we got hard work to do, but here's the thing. We like hard work. Hard work is good work. Hard work is joyful work. And make no mistake, we will win. 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 America is ready for a fresh start. Love to see that. And America is ready for a new way forward where we see our fellow American not as an enemy, but
Y'all, maybe this is why she lost, because what did she ever say she was going to do? I mean, she been up there for 4 minutes and she ain't said a damn thing.
as a neighbor. We are ready. We are ready for a president who understands that the true measure of the strength of a leader is not based on who you beat down.
And she says, I thank the Puerto Rican leaders, but she said nothing about the African American women who were really, really out in droves supporting her.
It is based on who you lift up. In Pennsylvania, you know me, I am not afraid of tough fights, evidently. For decades, as a prosecutor and the top law enforcement officer of our biggest state, I won fights against the big banks that ripped off homeowners. I won fights against for-profit colleges that scammed veterans and students. I won fights against predators who abused women and children and seniors, and cartels that trafficked in guns and drugs and human beings. We're not going back. And it is my pledge to you. It is my pledge to you. If you give me a chance to fight on your behalf as president, there is nothing in the world that will stand in my way.
Yeah, maybe that's why she didn't, you know. Tracy says, I was trying to see why they were saying it was so close. Did you see all the states he won on her? The people she had represented her where the voters don't even vote. she didn't never really say much. She talked about the celebrities. Hold on, you all.
Welcome. Welcome, welcome, everybody. Welcome to my Houston family. I am so proud to be here back in Houston with my mama T and my sister. Welcome to this day, this remarkable, this joyous day. A date, a day, a time, a moment with weight and meaning for our country, for our people, and for the world. A moment, Houston, where we grab back the pen from those who are trying to write an American story of division and hatred. A moment when we grab back the pen from those who are trying to write an American story of misogyny and racism. We are grabbing back the pen from those who are trying to write an American story that would deny the right for women to make our own decisions about our bodies. Houston, we are grabbing back the pen. We are grabbing back the pen, that pen, to forge a new path with Kamala Harris and Tim Walz. We are grabbing back the pen to write a new American story, a story of community, of equality, strength, of kindness, and of hope. When I was a little girl and I pledged allegiance to the United States of America, that meant something to me. That flag meant something to me. And today, that means grabbing that pen and casting my vote, as I already did 2 days ago, for Kamala Harris and Tim Walz. Now, Houston, you've already had a hand in creating destiny. So do what you do and do this thing again. H-Town. We are so happy to be standing here on this stage as proud country Texas women, supporting and celebrating the one and only Vice President Kamala Harris. A woman who's been pushing for what this country really needs right now: unity. It's impossible not to feel the energy in this room, the positivity,
Well, they couldn't do it either, and you talk about unity. And so I think what people, the other thing was, Kamala talked about, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to build unity, but you was already the vice president and you was not doing that. So they said nobody listens to these, right? Nobody listens to these celebrities anymore, They say it's the $1 million Elon paid people to vote for Trump. I think that helped Trump. The $1 million Elon. Who did Elon pay $1 million to vote for Trump? Who did he pay $1 million? $1 million Elon paid people to vote for Trump. I think that helped Trump. Child, they scammed. They are. A lot of people and the judge approved it. I didn't know that. I didn't know there was people paid $1 million. Oh, $100 to each voter. I tell you. If anybody want to call in to talk about how they feel about the election, what do you all think? What do you all think is going to happen? What's next? Do you think it's going to get worse? Do you think it's going to get better? I wouldn't care about losing if I come out $1 billion richer. I tell you. So I wonder if we're gonna be seeing rappers taking pictures and hanging around on the White House lawn. Was that happening when Trump was in office before? Stanley says he thinks it's gonna get worse. McNamee, Aaron says, I knew she lost when she had Glorilla on stage. I don't know if I want to play Glorilla. Let me see if I can. Let's see. I didn't see them. Oh, okay. Oh, they said Kamala Harris voters walked out during her speech after Glorilla free twerk rap concert ends at rally. So they had a twerk concert with Glorilla at her rally. These rappers are already posting their pics with him. So rappers are already posting their pictures with Trump. It's addressing all skipping next to the vice president. Can't think they will take her. Yeah, that was a mistake right there. Hmm. 50 Cent. That 50 Cent posted his picture with Trump. Did 50 Cent ever say that he supported Kamala? Yeah, I like Glorilla. I don't have no issues with Glorilla. I just don't think if you are a female president and you already know, how people, especially men, um, can be chauvinist, and you bring a half-dressed woman up on stage to perform. I mean, I don't think that was a good idea. Yeah, I don't think that was a good idea. Hold on, you guys. Let me give me some more coffee. Let me give me some more coffee. Hold on, you all. Hold on, good people, sis, as they say. I gotta get something. Shit. Hold on, y'all. Okay, you all. Oh, okay, y'all. I'm back. Whew. My daughters were sad. I told them to worry about their future, not the election. I agree. You know, we have to, like I said, as I was saying earlier, he says it's on the news. So Kamala is giving her conceding speech. She's giving her conceding speech. They said she was gonna wait. She didn't want to do it yesterday. She probably was upset because it seems like all the people that said they was gonna vote for her didn't. Hmm. Hold on, y'all. Just give me a minute. I'm doing something. Okay, I can see better now. He says, I wish our people would wake up. They got millions and someone in their family can't buy a Fago drink. I agree. That's the truth. I don't know why it won't allow me to. Okay. I know what was up when they tore Cardi up about her speech. So did Cardi B give a bad speech? Did Cardi B give a bad speech, y'all? Um, says Chrisetta Williams. Then there was a shift in 64 when black people were not Republicans anymore. Dre Day says, I knew what was up when they tore up the speech. McNamee says, she counting that money, wiggling her toes and shit, about to go on vacation with her white husband. Lord have mercy. Y'all make sure you all hit the like button for me, okay? If y'all haven't hit the like button, please make sure you all hit the like button. Hold on, you all. I think I'm just gonna have to. Y'all hit the like button. We only got 54 likes, y'all. Make sure y'all hit that like button for me. Please do hit the like button. If you all haven't hit the like button, please do. Like, share, and subscribe. Make sure you all like, share, and subscribe. She showed you who she was when she didn't want to speak after she lost. She don't give a damn about Black people. She just wanted y'all's vote. She's a joke. And she still hasn't given her concession speech either. He said they wrecked her. Dre Day says they wrecked her on YouTube. I wish she wanted to. I know she had Cardi B, and I know she had Glorilla, but I didn't know that they were, did Cardi B perform also? I think she put a lot of emphasis on celebrities. And I've looked at her. I don't really hear her. I didn't really hear her saying a whole lot of what she was going to do other than, she's going to make the borders better and make it seemed like to me, like she talked a lot about the foreigners. What the Americans are suffering. So I think that was the issue that a lot of people had. I'm not going to even lie. Yeah, I think that was the issue a lot of people had. So she says she agreed wholeheartedly. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button for me. If you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe to the channel. I would appreciate that so much. Okay, you all. Y'all just give me a few minutes. I'm trying to get something done. It says it was a disadvantage because that was a shit show she was a part of. How many people in here thinks that she could have actually did a really good job? Was there anyone in here that heard anything that she said that made you feel like she would have, did a good job for the African Americans? It's more people saying no. Because like I said, she didn't even get the popular vote. People thought that she was going to sweep, but she didn't even get the popular vote. Yeah, let me pull that up. I saw the map. Listen, I really thought that it was going to be close, or I thought she was going to win. I did. I absolutely 100% thought that she was going to win, and I thought she was going to win. She was going to sweep it. They said no. As soon as Biden got in office, they signed an Asian hate bill. Mind you, Black Lives Matter was just going on. I think she would have, but I don't think they're ready for a woman president. She shouldn't have got 0 votes. He said she shouldn't have got any votes. Lord, I tell you. They didn't want her to get any votes. Lord. It says, makes sense now that I know she is Indian. Asians were her priority. Yeah. Like I said, I think she wanted to make America the American dream, it seems to me. For foreigners and not necessarily Americans. If Americans got something, I guess that would have been fine for her. But I don't really think that she He says she shouldn't. Takara says, no. Big Red says she had one job, the borders, and she failed. Well, she didn't try to stop people from coming over the borders because she wanted them to come over. Like I said, it seems to me that her heart was basically with making the American dream to foreigners. It was an insult to a lot of people for foreigners to be getting $9,000 a month, fixing up buildings for them. When you're talking about, I guess, why were they even letting so many foreigners over? They said it was You know, that was getting them away from danger. Hey, I can empathize with that. But what about all the crime that is going on in the United States and all of the poverty for persons who may be down on their luck? They don't have a job at this point, but they have paid taxes into the economy. Their parents, their loved ones have paid taxes into the economy, but they get looked over and make America the American dream for foreigners. People just, that was an insult to a lot of people. You got veterans that are shell shocked, that have not been right since they went away to war and fought for the country. And they're not getting the medical needs that they should be getting. And a lot of them are sleeping up under bridges and they ride past them every single day. No, it didn't sit right with a lot of people. Listen, I'm not against helping other countries, but you take care of what's going on in your house first. If you can't take care of what's going on in your house first, you ain't equipped to help other people. And if you are equipped and you neglect, that's negligence. When you completely look over what's going on in your house, in your country, to bring in other people and make this life, this experience in this country, the American dream for them. No, that just, there was nothing right about it. You talk about we should unite, we should all come together, and don't nobody give a damn about coming together if they're suffering. Don't nobody want to be real about it. We can unite, but I want to worry. Folks worried about what they gonna eat. I don't give a damn about my neighbor if I'm starving. Okay, I got to figure out, I got to figure out some other things. So I ain't got time to be talking about uniting if I'm hungry. Okay, kiss my ass, neighbor. You all right, but you can kiss my ass. I'm trying to figure out some stuff. That's the attitude that people got. So actually, she had her head in the sand. You see what I'm talking about? I ain't got no issues with my neighbor, but you're talking about we need to unite, and the races, and folks are saying, look, neighbor, you all right, but you can kiss my ass. My stomach touching my back. I got to try to figure out how I'm gonna pay these overheads and these bills. So when I'm not stressed out about that, then my mind can focus on loving my neighbor. Okay, but first I gotta love what I got going on to see how we're gonna stretch out some stuff. And it is a slap in the face when you bring people from another country over into this country that has not paid a tax the first and give them the American dream. Hell, I'm still mad about that. Well, give me $9,000. Hell, all the damn taxes I done paid in. Give it to me. You just giving me, I'm recouping a lot of what I done put in there into the economy. But you bring somebody else over here in droves and then talk about bringing more, making it better, making it an easier process to bring them over. And you got people suffering in the United States. Hell no, wasn't nobody gonna vote for her. You had a lot of people crossing over. And listen, this is an open chat. Nobody has to agree with me. I'm not saying that Trump is the best. I'm just saying that is where Kamala's downfall was. That's what we're talking about. We can debate. If you don't agree with me, don't feel like since you're in my chat, you got to agree with me. You can make your opinion known. Because folks be saying I be wanting everybody to agree with me. That's not true. Ain't nobody gonna jump on your back or nothing like that. I don't allow people to be attacked in my chat. Because I can't take that energy of that attacking energy. It does something to my nerves. Takara says free apartments, $80,000, lost immigrant children. And listen, they was talking about, JT said Trump, he feel like Trump is going to be worse. A lot of people say that. They feel like Trump is going to be worse. They feel like he's going to be mean as it relates to the poor people. He's going to try to snatch a lot of the resources that, with poor people that are on assistance. They feel like he's going to snatch that away from them. That's what people have been saying. Takara says free apartments, 80,000 lost immigrants. Ron says it was about immigration. And let me tell you something. I believe people really want to vote for her, but I believe it was just that immigration thing that made her lose. I think that's the only reason why she left. I mean, lost. It was simply that immigration thing. Tamarian says exactly. I won't give. Exactly won't give me ish hell. I want to go swipe a card or 3. Yeah, I said what I said. Me too. Give me $9,000 a month. Just give it to me for a year. Just for a year. I mean, I've seen so many. Listen, I've seen so many foreigners. Every time you look up now, the foreigners are now that's dominating in the country, in the contracting business. You see on their trucks, you know, they going in, they remodeling these houses. They got the cleaning businesses and stuff. They got the stuff all on their cars where they getting the contracts and going in and cleaning the bit. You know, they're dominating. That's because they pull their resources together and got these businesses going, and they had a representative in their community to help them to do exactly that. So when people was talking about Trump was saying the black job, now I know people get ready to get mad at me. You know, Trump is, you know, he's stupid. Okay, I don't think he knows words that well, and so he says that they're taking the black job. Y'all, let's be honest. Now, when you go into a lot of the warehouses, there are a lot of foreigners who are managers and stuff, and they can barely speak English. A lot of the foreigners are now dominating in the where, and these, listen, I don't have any issues, because let me tell you something. My mother was a supervisor at a warehouse her whole career. It paid bills. It paid for majorette uniforms and shit like that. It kept food on the table. So these are a lot of the jobs that the black community. We got to be honest. Well, you know, I'm gonna tell you what makes me mad when our people start getting delusional. Well, you know, they try to talk down on us, talk about we only work warehouse jobs. Y'all, who mainly worked in warehouses at first? Us. It ain't nothing to be ashamed of. If you shame of working in a damn warehouse, you need to go get another job. It's people make good money working in warehouses. I mean, I know he's stupid, but I understood what he was saying when he said it. A lot of the businesses and stuff that I saw, a lot of the area that a lot of African Americans was dominating in, I don't see that no more. I don't see it no more. I see the Hispanics doing it. That's all I was saying. I hope he do right and redo that Project 2025. We have to give him a chance and move on. He won. Now let's see. Right, we got to see what he do. We got to see what he do. And if he don't do it, his ass gonna win. He ain't gonna win the next time. He gonna do one term again, just like he did the last time. That's how we have to do people. Kenny says, I'm in a damn warehouse now. Listen, I ain't mad at people that work in where people make a lot of money working in warehouses. I remember when I was 19, I tried to go over there to was it the Nike warehouse? I don't think it was Nike. It was a warehouse. I worked there for like 4 days. I couldn't go back. My feet was hurt. I'm telling you, it takes because see, they have that hard concrete. The bottom of my feet have always been real soft, so I couldn't stand on hard floors. Ron says Amazon is a warehouse. I never worked at Amazon. I worked at a warehouse when I was 19, and I do believe that it was the Nike warehouse. I might have been. No, I was older than that. I think I was 21. Maybe I was 20. It was around that time. I worked there for 4 days. I didn't go back. My feet were swollen up. He says a prison is a human warehouse. That too. I'm gonna tell you something, and I'm gonna tell you how I know that the prison floors are way harder than any warehouse. Whenever I would walk out in the jail to go to the cafeteria, I always had on heels and stuff, and I would have to. Those floors are so hard. I would always have to go and get taps and stuff if I walked out there too much to put on the bottom of my damn heel. You're absolutely right. And those floors are real hard. I'm telling you, they are. It's just not. That's why a lot of those jailers and stuff have issues with their backs. I know that's right. I can never remember nothing. Concrete. Listen, that's how my kids used to get me. My kids used to try to make a fool out of me because they know when I get to doing too much, my brain get overstressed and I'll forget the little stuff. And they would go, Mama, you know you said that. You remember? And they would try to team up on me. Mom, you forget everything because you stressed out right now. Remember, you told us you was gonna give us this, or we was gonna be able to go, and now you changed. Oh, they called themselves. They was teaming up on me. I said, let me tell y'all a little red heifer something. I know that I'm forgetful, but y'all not making no fool out of me. Ron McQueen says private prisons is big business. Yeah. Nola Girl says I wanted the wall built when he first proposed it. Let me ask y'all something. Did he ever start building that wall, or was it just talk? What's wrong, Ranger? What's wrong, man? There's something wrong with him. Hold on, y'all. Okay, y'all, I'm back. Yeah, it's a shame. I spend so much money on these dogs because if they start sniffing or something like that, they start breathing hard, I'll be trying to take them to a vet. Now, I don't know if he got a cold. What's wrong with you, man? You got a cold. She says, he tried and want to go make Mexico. He tried and was going to make Mexico pay for it, or he was going to stop trade. Oh, we'll see if that happens again. I do know that he started making a lot of the big businesses that had started exporting work outside of the United States. He made them come back and into the United States, you know, or pay high taxes or something. I'm gonna just say this, Tamara, if the line is open, did you just call? Okay, hold on. JT, hold on. I didn't hear it. Okay. Oh Lord, I done had several calls this morning. I didn't see them. Hold on. Hey, is this JT?
Yeah, this JT.
I didn't even see the file. Like I just looked at the list and it's like 3 or 4 people called me. The phone didn't ring at all.
Oh.
So what you got to say about this topic? You there? Hello? JT. Oh no, I guess his phone went out. He could call back.
You're looking for new ground.
He could call back if he wants to. Y'all, the number is 901. Okay, here it is. Hello?
Somehow the call dropped.
Okay. So what you guys say about this subject?
Okay, yeah. First thing, I'm disappointed about the results.
Okay.
The person who I wanted to win the election, they did not win the election.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to find out why are people so fascinated about having him back in the White House. I mean, I'm confused.
Mm-hmm. So let me
go ahead.
So let me ask you. So what was it about Kamala? I guess I would ask you what was it about Kamala that you liked, and what do you think she would have done for the country had she won?
I mean, first of all, she would have been just a new person in the White House.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's had his chance. People don't realize Donald Trump has ran what 4 times. A lot of people probably not aware of that. He's ran 4 times.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people don't realize he started out as a Democrat.
Mm-hmm.
And I get so sick of people talking about he's a businessman. I mean, so what? He's filed bankruptcy a million times.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you could be a businessman, don't make you the smartest person in the world just because you're a businessman.
Right.
And I just think that about him being in the White House is not going to benefit, I guess I could say middle class, but the people that's making less than $75,000 a year. I mean, he's not going to benefit that class of people.
Okay. So you think
he's
strictly going to be for the rich people?
I mean, you can look at his body of work the last time he held office. I mean, he was giving tax cuts to the billionaires. And the middle class people, they suffered. The people that go to work every day like you and I, we suffer.
Mm-hmm.
You got a lot of people that's pretty much trying to uphold Donald Trump. But a lot of those people don't have jobs. They don't work.
Right. Right.
And they want to piggyback on what the rappers say. A lot of the rappers, they are for Donald Trump. Those people are in a completely different tax bracket.
You think that the rappers was for Donald Trump? Because it seemed like to me that a lot of the rappers and entertainers was for Kamala.
I think a lot of the ones that, you know, yeah, he had his share that came out and they supported him. And he had enough of the ones that put out the type of music that a lot of the younger generation they gravitate to.
Mm-hmm.
So they pretty much piggybacked off those people. And I mean, I'm not gonna cast my vote on somebody just because my favorite entertainer voted for that person, because I'm not in the same tax bracket with that person.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'll say this time, I'm gonna say this. I think you stop a wolf from getting in the White House, you let the bigger wolf back in the White House.
But you know what? That a lot of people share your sentiments. You know, a lot of people, because my mother feels the same way. She feels like that he was the bigger demon than Kamala. So a lot of people feel that way. You hear a lot of. I know that you and I still are at working age, but you have a lot of people that have retired. A lot of older people. They are afraid that he's going to rip away whatever resources, you know, they may be getting. So like that's why I say we'll see. You know, I think everybody whatever everybody feels is valid, you know. Hey, the thing that I say is I actually thought that she would win. And it just goes to show that people will say that they're going to vote for you, and then they get behind those curtains. I had been saying that, and then they will vote for someone else. And
and that's so true, Thomas.
Because she didn't even get the popular vote. Remember last time when Hillary ran against Trump, she got the popular vote, but he got the electoral votes. This time he got the electoral votes and the popular vote. See, everybody thought that she was going to get the popular vote and it was going to be a very close race, and she was going to somehow win. But you know, hey, but that didn't happen. You had so many Americans talking about they was ready for change, that they couldn't afford to have Donald Trump, but evidently they didn't feel that way. Some of the same people that said that didn't vote for her.
But I think what it was, Cameron, is because she was a female. I don't think a woman will ever hold the office as U.S. president. Now, that's just my belief. I mean, I'm not saying I'm right about it. I just don't think they'll ever elect a female. I just don't. And I think she lost the race because they said she didn't get the certain percentage of the black males. And she got more of the Latino votes than they expected her to get. And for whatever reason, I don't know, y'all women just don't want to vote for another woman, because my son's mom had the same issue that you hear a lot of people, they just didn't like her.
I voted for Hillary.
But I bet you probably didn't vote for her. I'm not going to ask you to tell me. This strike that I see.
No, I really think that a lot of people, because there were a lot of men, a lot of black men, a lot of men voted for her. A lot of African American women voted for her. More African American women voted for her, but you never heard her acknowledge that. She always acknowledged, I want to thank the Puerto Rican leaders, this and that. And it was more African Americans that voted for her, and the African Americans were never acknowledged.
I don't think she got a lot of the black male votes. And they said she received a lot of the younger. She did not receive enough of the younger people voting. I think they were saying under 30.
But the younger people didn't vote for Trump either. They just don't vote.
He got a bit of just a bit more than they expected him to get, and she received a little bit less than they figured out that she would probably receive. And I'm gonna say this, Cameron, because I know other folks are probably trying to call you. I get so sick of people just saying what the economy looked like when he was in office. Now, people got to realize that that was the time during the pandemic. So the country was pretty much shut down about a year and a half. So the only money that was really circulating was the stimulus money. Mostly. I mean, if you were not a cop or a fireman or, you know, I was an essential worker, but we got furloughed. So, what money did he have circulating when he held office?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't get it. I'm gonna leave y'all with this too, Tamara. Okay, now he back in office. Now, don't be surprised when he raised that Social Security age from 65 to 80. You be 80 years old trying to work to get some retirement.
You think that's gonna happen?
I mean, nothing surprises me because, you know, if you sit there and listen to, you know, a lot of the rhetoric when he speaks, he always talk about Social Security, always saying that's a form of welfare. Man, I'm going to tell you something. Social Security, you have to earn that. If you don't go to work and you don't work enough in your lifetime and earn enough quarters, you don't get Social Security. You get what they call SSI.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to work to get Social Security. I'm pretty sure you're aware of that.
Absolutely.
So, but yeah, they want to cut into your Social Security. They want to raise the retirement age. Well, his political party wants to. So can you imagine somebody 75, 80 years old trying to go to work for these younger people?
No, I can't imagine that would be a tragedy. It would. I really don't. And if you ask me, I really don't think that people should have to work until 65. I think people should be able to retire if they start working. People start working their whole life. Really, I really think that they should be able to retire if at about 55 at least.
I agree. I'm sort of confused because they said in the next 10, 15, 20 years that Social Security would be bankrupt. I'm trying to figure how, and it looks like people are dying younger nowadays.
They are, because of stress and because of you know, not doing their bodies right, and because of crime.
Exactly. So I enjoyed the conversation, Tom. I'm gonna leave you with this, and I'm gonna sit back and get back in the bushes, and I'm gonna allow someone else to give you a call.
Okay, thank you for calling in.
All right, thank you.
All right, bye-bye. So yeah, I pulled up the map. Okay, because like I said, they said that they felt that she would, okay, she did get New York. She got New York, she got Connecticut, she got Massachusetts, she got New Hampshire. Now, did she get Maine? Because it's not showing rather. Okay, so maybe, you know. She got Virginia, she got Delaware, she got New Jersey, she got Illinois, she got Colorado, New Mexico, and I do believe she got didn't she get Arizona? I think she got Arizona. This is an old map. She got Arizona. I think she got Arizona and Nevada. She got California, Oregon, and Washington. And he got all of the other states. She wasn't able. See, what you have to do is you have to. I thought she won North Carolina because when I thought that she actually won. She led in North Carolina for a very long time. And so it looks like he won North Carolina. I think he won Georgia. See, Atlanta is a black city, but you think about all those areas in Georgia that you don't see a lot of black people in, they got out and voted. She got Maryland. Let me see if I can get an up-to-date map. Hold on. Presidential election results. Yeah, I think I got an updated one. Let's see. She got 5 million votes in California, 5,600,000, and he got 3,900,000 something thousand. In Nevada, Donald Trump was leading. He got 660,000, and she got 601. I thought Nevada was a bigger state, and it's showing that only 84% is reporting. So she's got. So he's leading, right? Arizona, Donald Trump got 1,100,000, and she got 1,053,000. She won in New Mexico by about 50,000 votes. She won in Colorado by about 200,000 votes. She won in Washington by about 500,000 votes. She won in Oregon by about 100 and something thousand votes, or 200,000. Okay. She won in Colorado by 200,000. She won in New York by 1 million. No, she didn't. She won in New York by about 900 something thousand votes. And New York is people weren't really getting out voting, because you think about the whole state of New York. Oh, New York got so many people. It's ridiculous. And it looks like only roughly about 8 million people voted in New York. That's not a lot of people. In Massachusetts, she barely won that one. She won by probably about 26,000 votes. But a win is a win if it's one vote. She won by a few thousand votes in Connecticut. She got 791,000. He got 636,000. So she won about 100,000 votes. Oh, wow. Let's see. Virginia, she got 2,228,000. Trump got 2,004,000, which means she won by about 200 something thousand votes. Y'all, listen. Stop. Listen, y'all. People just weren't messing with her like that. 300,000 people moved from New York to North Carolina. Imagine how many New Yorkers moved to other states during the pandemic. Wow. Y'all, people just weren't messing with her. They weren't, even in the states that she won in, she barely won. So she didn't even get the popular vote. And it's looking like a lot of people did. I mean, if she could have turned some of these, like Tennessee, Georgia, because I think Obama turned Georgia blue. Then President Obama turned Georgia blue. He turned Georgia blue. Let me look at President Obama results. Let's see. I don't think she was able to turn any red state blue. Let's see. Hold on, y'all. Let me see if I can find that map. Okay. So this is when Obama went against Mitt Romney. This is where Obama went against Mitt Romney. Hold on for a second. Let me see some. Hold on, you all. Hold on, y'all. Hold on, y'all. Let's see. So this was Obama's. Obama was able to beat Mitt Romney. I guess that was it says the 2012 election. He got 332 electoral votes. It was so many people voted, and he got the popular vote. And there was a guy named Gary Johnson ran. He even got 1 million votes. Let's see. Obama. Y'all, she didn't get Nevada, did she? She didn't get Nevada. She didn't get Nevada. Let's see. Now, all of these states, like right up in here, they are blue states. Let's see. Obama got Florida. Of course, she got California. She got Colorado. He got Colorado, New Mexico, Illinois, Ohio. Looks like a lot of. I mean, Obama didn't get Tennessee. He didn't turn Tennessee red. I mean, blue. He didn't turn to all of these states right here. These southern states have always been red states. But I thought that he had turned Indiana blue. I wonder if that map is right. Let me look at her map. Okay. So Trump won Nevada. President Obama won Nevada. Trump won Arizona. President Obama didn't win Arizona. I mean, she won Washington and Oregon and California. Obama did too. She got Colorado and New Mexico. Obama did too. She got Minnesota. Obama got Minnesota and Iowa. She got Minnesota, but she couldn't turn Iowa. She couldn't turn Iowa blue. So Obama got Iowa and Minnesota. She got Minnesota, but not Iowa. Obama got Indiana. I mean, he got Illinois and Wisconsin. She got Illinois, but she couldn't turn Wisconsin blue. Let's see. Michigan. Trump won Michigan. Obama turned Michigan blue. Obama was able to turn Michigan blue. Let's see. Virginia. Obama had Virginia, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. She couldn't get Ohio or Pennsylvania. So she couldn't turn either one of those blue, but Obama did. And normally, like Pennsylvania is almost like a Democratic state. Normally, those states up there around the eastern part are always Democratic states, right? Let's see. Kamala. She won Maine. She did win Maine. She won all those other states up through there. All up through here that Obama won. But she couldn't turn Pennsylvania, which is normally, I think, a Democratic state. It turned red. It's hard to turn now. Wait a minute. Didn't Obama got Florida? Obama turned Florida blue, and she couldn't turn Florida blue. Florida is Trump won Florida. Obama got Florida. She won Hawaii, and Donald Trump won Alaska. It was the same. Let's see. It was the same way with Obama. He didn't get Alaska, but there were states that he was able to turn blue. She didn't turn not one. It was states that he turned blue that she didn't turn blue. So that's Yolanda says that's where that money was passed out at. Oh wow. I tell you, well. I tell you. Well, hold on, let me see who I'll call that I missed. Hey, you called in. I didn't hear the phone ring. Get back. We still on live. I got you on speaker.
Yeah, I don't know you want to put me on speaker for this. No, I'm just playing. So I was. What's up, that? So before I start, I just found out the results. I didn't want to watch it. I was watching Black Panther on 2, but I just went on to sleep thinking she was going to win. Now you said a few things that I just disagree with. See, I'm just going to go. I'm going to be respectful though, but I disagree with. All right.
Okay.
So you're an investigator, right?
Right.
You're an investigator, correct?
Right.
So you said immigrants are getting $9,000. Have you Googled to see if that was true?
Yeah.
Or is it just something you heard?
No, it's not anything I heard. Not unless it was the articles that was on Google that was online was lying.
Right. It was not true. And illegal immigrants, undocumented immigrants are not getting $9,000. They're not eligible for SNAP. Like, it's on Google. Like the Associated Press has an article. It's not true. It was never true. I don't know why people are peddling that, but that's one thing. Another thing, the guy earlier said that women hate on other women or hate women. It's actually, I believe that. And I'm not saying you hate women. What I'm saying is, when you have a woman that's running for president, for some people, this country doesn't seem to be ready for that. Like, the 2 women that are most qualified to beat Trump lost horribly. And it's like, I don't understand why we have such an issue with women leading the country, but when it comes to businesses, the households, it's cool then. So somebody got to make that make sense to me. Not that they should, but it doesn't seem to be a problem. It's women's empowerment then, but when it comes to the country, now I want a man because if a white man was running, he wouldn't have lost the Trump. Let's just be realistic. A black man wouldn't have lost. So we have a problem with women in this country. We just do whether people like it or not. I can say it. And I'm disappointed because I hear people say, well, we got to give Trump a chance. We saw him 8 years ago. We gave him that chance. He's not a good president. He's not even a good person. He's a convicted felon. He's robbed bankruptcy 8 or 9 times. The guy's been accused of sexual assault. He settled out of court 12 times. Like, what are we not seeing about who he actually is? Why are we so willing to give this white man a chance? But when it comes, I don't get it. But when it comes to Kamala, when she says she ain't black, that's the only thing you got against her. That's it. Like, come on, what are we really doing? Are we not using our eyes? I'm waiting for an answer because I don't understand. Like, logically, I don't understand why.
Are you talking to me?
No, just anybody. But I'm talking to you right now. Like, do you think that it's going to be better under him now than it was 8 months ago?
I don't know. And that's why I said we got to give him a chance. I don't know, because what I can say now, this is what I can say. I don't think it would be. I don't think she would have. She was already the vice president. I don't see anything that she was doing. Because when I'm looking up his Homeland Security, where they was talking about Department of Homeland Security announces $300 million in direct funding to communities receiving migrants and $340 million for a new competitive awards process. And people that were, I know that it was getting ready to happen down in Tunica, where there was the Grand Casino that they had closed down. They were in the process of trying to, it's been closed down for about 10 or 15 years. And they was getting ready to remodel it and open it up and put migrants in that. Now, I don't have any issues with migrants, but I feel like all of the money that they were putting out there, you have Americans that are sleeping on the street and, Americans that are starving. They're putting all of this money into migrants and consistently bringing migrants over. But you got Americans whose family members have paid taxes, Americans that are paid taxes, Americans who could use a lot of that they could have been putting that money into. And they didn't do that. I don't take it out on the migrants. I take it out on the politicians.
Fair point. I won't argue that. But here's the thing. Migrants didn't just start coming in the country before and after Trump. When he was president, homeless vets were still homeless. Migrants were still coming into the country. Point blank, they just were. The economy wasn't that great. The gas price, and this is what people need to understand. People talk about the economy is this and that. The president doesn't set the gas prices or grocery prices. The gas prices went down 2 of Trump's 4 years. They went up 2 of his 4 years. Grocery prices on average it's like a 40-50 cent difference.
Mm-hmm.
So for people to think that the president is going to do something to lower these prices is insane. He didn't do anything the last time. He inherited a good economy. We can research that. Listen, I'm not saying if he had so not worried about COVID, it wouldn't have been good. But we saw the man was telling people to inject bleach. Mm-hmm. And people did that. And the people who did it died. The guy's a moron. He just is. He panders. And the friend of mine told me this. He's worse than a racist. He's an opportunist. Mm-hmm. An opportunist, you don't know what they got going on. They'll just tell you whatever they want to get what they want. A racist, you know what they saying. We think that Trump has been who he's been for 78 years. When are we going to say, you know what, I'm going to believe my eyes. I'm going to believe my ears. Mm-hmm. Everything we teach our children not to be. But when it comes to him, well, I'm going to give him a chance. You don't want your granddaughter growing up being like him. You don't even want your daughters being like him. I don't want my daughter being like him. But we can go vote for this man? That doesn't make any sense. Somebody explain that to me, how he's going to be embodiment of everything we don't need to be. So he can be president.
Right.
Tell me a black man that can have the same resume as Trump and be president. Tell me. Or anybody. Any person of color. They can't. Mm-hmm. As long as it's him, though, we can. Mm-hmm. It's disgusting, man. This country gets whatever's coming in the next 4 years. The man said he wants to get rid of the Department of Education, the the Department of Justice, and the IRS. Y'all don't believe that? Y'all think he just lying? He said it.
Oh, wow.
Whatever happens, happens. Don't say nothing. Don't be like, well, I didn't think he's going to do it. He said he was going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
That's it, man. So, hey, it is, don't, I'm not saying she was the best candidate, but she was better than this. So, in the next 4 years, don't say nothing. When women have provisions on their bodies, when they can't do certain, now, I'm not a believer in abortion. But all I will say this, a man shouldn't have control to tell a woman, have this baby, even at the risk of your own life, have this baby. That's not my body.
Right.
This, I mean, just listen to the dude, man. So I don't want no complaints from nobody in the next 4 years. And the way he is, he might get rid of the electoral college. The way he's talking, he literally wants to be a dictator. And people don't understand this. Like, I don't get it. Use your eyes and use your ears. And that's it. I'm out, man.
Okay, thanks for calling.
Yeah.
Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Hold on, you all. I'm looking at something. Hold on, I didn't know he said he was. Let's listen to because a lot of this stuff I have to go back and find. He says he wanted to get rid of the Department of Education. I found that. It says Trump pledges to close education department, rips Biden's education
than any other country in the world, and yet we get the worst outcomes. We're at the bottom of every list. In total, American society pours more than $1 trillion a year into public education systems. But instead of being at the top of the list, we are literally right smack, guess what? At the bottom. Rather than indoctrinating young people with inappropriate racial, sexual, and political material, which is what we're doing now, our schools must be totally refocused to prepare our children to succeed in the world of work and in life and the world of keeping our country strong so they can grow up to be happy, prosperous, and independent citizens. We owe our children great schools that lead to great jobs and leads to an even greater country that we're living in right now. Right now, we're living in a failing nation because of Joe Biden and these people running it. They're Marxists, they're communists. What they're doing to our country is incredible, but we'll take care of that for our children. Here are 10 key ideas that will power our movement for great schools. First, we will respect the right of parents to control the education of their children. Second, we will empower parents and local school board to hire and reward great principals and teachers, and also to fire the poor ones, the one whose performance is unsatisfactory. They will be fired. Like on The Apprentice, you're fired. Third, we will ensure our classrooms are focused not on political indoctrination, but on teaching the knowledge and skills needed to succeed. Reading, writing, math, science, arithmetic, and other truly useful subjects. Fourth, we will teach students to love their country, not to hate their country like they're taught right now. Fifth, we will support bringing back prayer to our schools. Sixth, we will achieve schools that are safe, secure, and drug-free, with immediate expulsion for any student who harms a teacher or another student. Seventh, we will give all parents the right to choose another school for their children if they want. It's called school choice. Eighth, we will ensure students have access to project-based learning experiences inside the classroom to help train them for meaningful work outside the classroom. Ninth, we will strive to give all students access to internships and work experiences that can set them on a path to their first job, They're going to be very, very successful. I want them to be more successful than Trump. Let them go out and be more successful. I will be the happiest person in the world. But we want our children to have a great life and be successful. And 10th, we will ensure that all schools provide excellent jobs and career counseling so that high school and college students can get a head start on jobs and careers best suited to their God-given talents. This is how we will ensure a great education for every American child. And one other thing I'll be doing very early in the administration is closing up the Department of Education in Washington, D.C., and sending all education and education work and needs back to the states. We want them to run the education of our children because they'll do a much better job of it. You can't do worse. We spend more money per pupil by 3 times than any other nation, and yet we're absolutely at the bottom.
Oh, wow. Hold on, you all. Stop. Listen, when it comes to politics, I know that everybody has a strong opinion. I don't get mad at nobody about their opinions. I don't try to change their opinions because I know when it comes to politics and religion, people have a strong stance as it relates to that. And hey, I ain't mad about that. It has always been like that. Joy Loves God says 6 bankruptcies isn't a success. Mr. Parker says, yeah, what did he say? That was bad again. JT says, go watch that skunk. Listen, I know that this was an emotion. Listen, I know that this was an emotional election. I know that. Hey, I think people voted based on, because there was a lot of people that crossed over on each side. You had a lot of Republicans that claimed that they were crossing over to Democrats. You had a lot of Democrats that claimed that they were crossing over to Republican. Hey, yeah, make sure you all hit the like button for me. It's people said they're gonna move to Canada. It's a lot of people said they get ready to get out of the United States. So, like I said, we shall see. We'll see. We shall see. But either way it goes, if Kamala had won with Donald Trump winning, we knew one of them had to win. Either way it goes, I've always been saying this from the beginning. You cannot get laxed based on whoever wins, right? We have to make our voices heard. We have to demand that things are done for our community. We have to demand that things are done for our community. Either way, even as it relates to the local elections, okay? Even as it relates to the local elections. See, I have to go and look at a lot of this stuff. When people say, well, they said this and they said that, I have to go and look at, because I didn't follow everything that they had said. Mr. Parker says, just speaking for me, but I don't vote. I don't get emotional about politics. I voted based on my critical thinking. I voted for Jill Stein. It's a lot of people voted for Jill Stein. I'm gonna tell y'all this. I mean, I was a real big fan of RFK Jr. and he ended up getting out of the race. That's who I wanted to get behind. That's who I was following on social media. That's who I really liked. I liked RFK Jr. But he ended up getting out of the race. JT says police brutality is about to skyrocket. Okay, so if we feel like police brutality is about to skyrocket at this point, what we have to do is get in place and be proactive instead of reactive. We call ourselves God leaders. So now what we got to do is make it be known that we're not getting ready to tolerate no police brutality. If these police officers go out here and kill innocent people, then we got to ensure that we come together and be proactive as it relates to that, right? That means holding everybody accountable, to include the judges that gives them bonds, the police department that does not fire them, all of that. Yeah, that's what we have to do. That's what we have to do. Like I said, there's a lot of people upset. My mama called me this morning, and when she called me last night, she was upset. She was, and my mother kind of feels the same way. You know, the first thing she thinks about is, you know, what's gonna happen with this? What's gonna happen with that? We all need to keep the same energy for these absolutely, we have to keep the same energy also for the local elections, because those local elections definitely affect us directly. He's guaranteed qualified immunity, Tamara. He said he's guaranteed qualified immunity. He's guaranteed qualified immunity for who, JT Logan? You talking about for police brutality? Hold on. Let me look for that. So he guaranteed that police officers were going to get off if they hold on, y'all. If they was out there committing brutality. I'm not playing with you. Hold on. Hold on, let's see.
So Sergeant Massey, someone from Illinois, an unarmed Black woman, was shot the other day in her home by a deputy sheriff. The deputy has since been charged with murder. You said police would get immunity from prosecution if you win. Why should someone like that officer have immunity, in your opinion?
Immunity?
Immunity.
I don't know the exact case, but I saw something, and it didn't look good to me. It didn't look good to me. Are you talking with the water, right?
Yeah, well, police unions are not backing this person either. But again,
they're going to be charging the officer. I guess they're charging the officer.
So why should he receive immunity?
Well, he might not. I mean, it depends. It depends on what happens. I'm talking about people that are much different cases than that. We need people to protect ourselves. And by the way, in Chicago, as an example, a few weeks ago, July 4th weekend, they had 117 shootings and 17 deaths. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants that. We need to have our police officers have the respect and dignity back. In this particular case, I saw something that didn't look good to me. I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all.
So can you get a little more specific back to the immunity question? Who would make those
Well, right now,
distinctions?
for the most part, people are protected by their unions, by their police unions, or by their police departments. But I'm saying if I felt, or if a group of people would feel that somebody was being unfairly prosecuted because the person did a good job maybe with crime, or made a mistake, an innocent mistake. There's a big difference between being a bad person and making an innocent mistake. But if somebody made an innocent mistake, I would want to help that person.
What would those exceptions be? What would determine?
You
an
go
innocent
after
mistake?
somebody and it's a very close call and it's very dangerous. And they have, the policeman's life and woman is a very difficult thing because sometimes you have less than a second to make a, life and death decision. And sometimes very bad decisions are made. They're not made from an evil standpoint, but they're made from the standpoint of they made a mistake.
Yeah, but they shouldn't be making mistakes with just because they're scared. There's a lot of police officers that are on the street that are scared and they're making bad decisions because they are scared of they're scared of the community. And so people like that should not be police officers. You cannot make a bad mistake and say, "Oh, okay, because I was in the heart of North Memphis, um, because I was in the heart of North Memphis and I was chasing a suspect and he turned around and looked at me and I shot him." No, that can't happen. That can't happen. They did, and yet many Republicans are not pro-Trump. Uh, Parker says, as vice president, she was able to give $12 billion to the AAPI for small business loans, something she said she wouldn't do for Black people. Damien says, the bigger problem is that you have the House, Senate, President, and the Republic leading Senate can make the laws, pass the laws, execute the laws, and adjudicate the laws. Damien says the bigger problem is that you have the House. Okay. Yeah, I just read that. Tony says the Supreme Court gave it to Trump, and Trump guaranteed it to the police nationwide. Mr. Parker said it's been there for generations. Yeah, because I'm gonna tell y'all something. A lot of people was upset with Obama when I'm trying to think of that when they were in, I believe it was in Maryland. Remember when they were out there, picketing, and Obama, I forget what it was that happened, and Obama called those Black folks out there, he called them thugs and all of that. I'm trying to find that. Hold on, y'all. Okay, you all. What was we talking? Oh, okay, hold on. Okay, so this was on Tuesday, 2015. It says the white Obama stands by the term thugs, White House says. President Obama doesn't regret using the term thugs in describing the violent rioters in Baltimore this week, spokesman Josh Earnest said Wednesday. Whether it's a arson or, the looting of the liquor store, those were thuggish acts. Well, I'm not mad at him for talking about saying that. Those that were looting and doing and setting stores and stuff on fire. I think that a lot of people took, I'm not mad about that. I think a lot of people took offense to him grouping everybody together, even those that was doing peaceful rioting. He says we can research who Meg the Stallion is effing, but can't research Cornel West policies. Hold on, y'all. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button for me. Please like, share, and subscribe. You guys, make sure y'all please like, share, and subscribe, okay? If you haven't hit the like button, please do hit the like button. Anyways, you guys, like I said, it's going to be interesting to see what these next 4 years are like, right? I do know, I believe that the county elections are coming up next year. We got to focus also on our local elections, because they're way more, they're very important. Like I said, they affect us on a day-to-day basis, so we have to ensure that. Like I said, I think what hurt Kamala was the immigration stuff, right? A lot of people that I think, as far as a lot of blacks and especially a lot of blacks, because I think a lot of black people I thought Kamala would get the popular vote because she was definitely likable. And what you was constantly hearing was Kamala was already the vice president. And look at what happened to the borders, right? So I just think it was a number of things. Yeah, you can't omit that there are a lot of chauvinists as it relates to a lot of men not wanting to vote for women, regardless to whatever their color is. Hillary did get the popular vote, but she didn't get the electoral vote, right? Okay. She didn't get the electoral vote. But anyway, let's see. Who ran against Hillary? Was it Donald Trump that ran against Hillary? Let's see. Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump. Hold on, you all. Let's see. Let's see if we could pull that up. Okay. Hillary got 227 electoral votes, and Donald Trump got 304. Hillary, it was the same thing. It was it looks like the exact same thing. Hold on, y'all. Let me see something. It looks like it was the exact same thing. Hold on, y'all. Here's the map with Hillary and Donald Trump. Move. Hold on, you all. Okay, so we're looking at the map now. Okay, so Hillary won Nevada, and Kamala did not win Nevada. Okay. Trump won Arizona. Hillary didn't win Arizona. Okay, so all the other states, let's see. Hillary won Colorado and New Mexico. Kamala did the exact same. Hillary won Minnesota and Illinois. Kamala did the exact same. So these are blue states. Let's see. Hillary won Virginia. It was the exact same. She won Virginia. Let's see. Did Hillary win? Hillary couldn't turn Pennsylvania blue, but President Obama did. Yeah, it was the exact same. She got 227 electoral votes. And Kamala got 224 electoral votes. This is Clinton swamped Trump in popular. Yeah, Hillary won the popular vote. She won the popular vote. Let's see. Let's see. Hillary got 65,853,514 votes. Donald Trump got 62,984,000. Right. So she won by about 3 million votes. Let's see how many. Is it showing how many? It's not showing right now. It's showing that Kamala got 66,907,296 votes, and Donald Trump got 71,801,254 votes. And I'm telling y'all something. It seems like to me, just looking at the numbers and stuff, a lot of people didn't vote. Especially the younger people. Mm-hmm. It says there are still votes being counted and voter turnout was high. Yeah, there are still votes that are being counted. There are still votes that are being counted. They said Trump won Mississippi by over 200,000 votes. Well, I mean, that's not a really big. Let me see. Hold on. Okay, so it's saying that So she got 404,000 votes in Mississippi. It says the city of Detroit is still counting votes as we speak. Okay. Well, that's why she hasn't conceded, because she says that they are still counting votes. And she doesn't want to concede until all of the votes have been counted. Oh, yeah. Anyways, you guys, I'm going to get off of here because I need to eat. I have not eaten this morning. I need to make me something light. A vegetable egg omelet. I normally don't eat breakfast food, but it's one of those mornings I'm hungry. Anyways, you guys, I appreciate you. Listen, I appreciate you all. I appreciate everybody calling in. I knew that this was going to be a very interesting election. Okay. I knew that it was. There are a lot of emotions in the atmosphere, right? Especially with it just being a few hours after the election. I thought that Kamala Harris was going to win. I thought she was going to win the popular vote, and I thought she was going to win the whole election, because it seems like it was so many people out there that it said that they were, it seemed like the country was moving more towards voting for her. And even if she had not won, but I thought that she would, I thought she would get the popular vote. But it goes to show that people will say that they're going to vote for a Democrat. It has always been that way. And then they get behind the wall, behind the curtain, and actually vote Republican. And it kind of looks like that's what happened. Yeah. Anyways, you guys, I got to get off of here and eat. But I enjoyed being on here with you all this morning and having this discussion. I want you guys to please like, share, and subscribe. If you would like to support the channel, you could definitely support the channel via Cash App. I love you guys. I'll talk with you later.